Habits, and today we are reading chapter 2, How Your Habit Shapes Your Identity and Vice Versa. Why is it so easy to repeat bad habits and so hard to form good ones? Few things can have a more powerful impact on your life than improving your daily habits. And yet, it is likely that this time next year you will be doing the same thing rather than something better. It often feels difficult to keep good habits going for more than a few days, even with sincere efforts and the occasional burst of motivation. Habits like exercise, meditation, journaling, and cooking are reasonable for a day or two and then becomes a hassle. However, once your habits are established, they seem to stick around forever, especially the unwanted ones. Despite our best intentions, unhealthy habits like eating junk food, watching too much television, procrastinating, and smoking can feel impossible to break. Changing our habits is challenging for two reasons. One, we try to change the wrong thing, and two, we try to change our habits in the wrong way. In this chapter, I will address the first point. In the chapters that follow, I will answer the second. Our first mistake is that we try to change the wrong thing. Sorry, please. Three layers of behavior change. That's it. Three layers of behavior change. Okay, thank you. So we have a diagram here, like a circle. Should I say like an onion ball? So we have the outer layer, the inner layer, and the innermost layer. So the outer layer here is our outcomes. The inner layer is the process, and then the innermost layer is identity. Figure 3. There are three layers of behavior change. A change in your outcomes, a change in your processes, or a change in your identity. To understand what I mean, consider that there are three levels at which change can occur. You can imagine them like the layers of an onion. The first layer is changing your outcomes. This level is concerned with changing your results, losing weight, publishing a book, winning a championship. Most of the goals you set are associated with this level of change. The second layer is changing your processes. This level is concerned with changing your habits and systems, implementing a new routine at the gym, declustering your desk for better workflow, developing a meditation practice. Most of the habits you build are associated with this level. The third and the deepest layer is changing your identity. This level is concerned with changing your beliefs, your worldview, your self-image, your judgment about yourselves and others. Most of the beliefs, assumptions, and biases you hold are associated with this level. Outcomes are about what you get. Processes are about what you do, while identity is about what you believe. When it comes to building habits that last, when it comes to building a system of 1% improvements, the problem is not that one level is better or worse than another. All levels of change are useful in their own way. The problem is the direction of change. Many people begin the process of changing their habits by focusing on what they want to achieve. This leads us to outcome-based habits. The alternative is to build identity-based habits. With this approach, we start by focusing on who we wish to become. Outcome-based habits. We have the same ball here, the same diagram. So we have 1, 2, 3, moving from the outside to the inside and then to the innermost. And then we have identity-based habits 2, moving from the innermost, which is should be number 1, then the middle to be number 2, and then the outcome should be your number 3. Figure 4, with outcome-based habits, the focus is what you want to achieve. With identity-based habits, the focus is on who you and I wish to become. Imagine two people resisting a cigarette. When offered a smoke, the first person said, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." It sounds like a reasonable response, isn't it? But this person still believes they are a smoker who is trying to be something else. They are hoping their behavior will change while carrying around the same beliefs. The second person declines by saying, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." Is a small difference, but this statement signals a shift in identity. Smoking was part of their former life, not their current one. They no longer identify as someone who smokes. Most people don't even consider identity change when they set out to improve. They just think, "I want to be skinny," outcome. And if I stick to this diet, then I will be skinny, process. They set goals and determine the action they would take to achieve those goals without considering the belief that drive their actions. They never shift the way they look at themselves, and they don't realize that their old identity can sabotage their new plans for change. Know what you want and work towards it. Behind every system of action are a system of beliefs. The system of a democracy is founded on beliefs like freedom, majority rule, and social equality. The system of a dictatorship has a very different set of beliefs like absolute authority and strict obedience. You can imagine many ways to try to get more people to vote in a democracy, but such behavior change would never get off the ground in a dictatorship. That's not the identity of the system. Voting is a behavior that is impossible under a certain set of beliefs. A similar pattern exists whether we are discussing individuals, organizations, or society. There are a set of beliefs and assumptions that shapes the system, an identity behind